I think the creation of the Chief Construction Officer's appointment is seriously good news, and it's something that many of us have been recommending to government for quite a long time. I think the first time the IC raised this was in 2003, and we've been making the case ever since. So it's a great opportunity. I think there are probably two principal dimensions to the job and the role, and I'm not sure these have been hammered out yet within government. One is the industry improvement side, is really about how the construction industry operates. The other side is really the government planning, the strategic forward planning of construction within government, in terms of encouraging and incentivizing companies to be able to plan for a future program that the government has already given people visibility of. So although those two issues I think are still very much under discussion, I think one of the most important things for us from the industry's point of view to get across in this process is for the government to understand that stop-start planning on construction and infrastructure really doesn't make sense. It doesn't allow companies to invest in training and skills, future capability. It actually makes it very difficult for companies to innovate and to try out new methods, sometimes which require significant investment. And therefore, I think one of the top priorities has got to be able to help government understand that there's a better way of planning and that stop-start isn't the right way of doing it. Well, I think the answer has to be it's got to be a bit of both. I mean, this person's got to have serious credibility with the industry. And so that means a pretty strong background, a lot of experience to be able to talk to government about why the industry needs to work in certain ways. And so industry background is going to be very strong. But on the other hand, unless this person's got the political skills to be able to do that in the highly political context of how government departments operate, how long-term spending plans are put together, how the Treasury interacts with departments about major projects, unless that person has the political skills to be able to communicate those ideas in the right way, then some of the effectiveness of the role will be lost. So we're looking for a pretty special sort of person here. I think it's going to be absolutely vital for the Chief Construction Officer to keep this low carbon agenda absolutely at the heart of the government's thinking on construction. I think it means that we've actually got to account for projects not just in financial terms but also in carbon terms as well, and I would expect the Chief Construction Officer to be arguing that case within government so that the imperatives of meeting the carbon reductions that the government set itself are embedded in and taken forward in the planning and design and indeed the budgeting for major infrastructure projects. Well, I think this is really going to be the challenge for whoever fills this role in the first instance, is to make sure that the parameters of the job and the authority of the job are properly understood and signed up to. If this role can be set up in such a way that the Chief Construction Officer has a direct line into the Treasury, as well as a direct line probably into Burr, then I think it'll have a better chance of actually being able to make that case and to make sure that those arguments are heard and hopefully accepted where the highest level of strategic decision making goes on in government.